I had a slot on Sunday after Tiff Stevenson. Tiff finished about 8:10, and my next show was midnight, the Masaoki at the Gilded Balloon. So I had a kind of 4 hour gap, and I had nothing. I had nothing to fill my slot, so to speak. And then earlier that day, I got pinged from my companion suggesting that perhaps there was a show later, starting at about 9:10, 9:15 in the Space UK performance area in the Surgeons' Hall in Edinburgh, which was just along the corner from Bristol Square in Edinburgh. Just, block next to the Assembly Roxy. So this was intriguing, and the show was called Naked Girls Reading. And one of the performers in this show, which I'll repeat again, which was called Naked Girls Reading, was a certain Lily Lascala. Now, anyone who has been following anything I've been saying for the last couple of days will know that I have something of a thing for young Miss Scala. So I did what anyone normal would do. I googled it. I googled you, as Lady Rizzo once sang, and found out what it was. It's a kind of London cabaret act, now transplanted to Edinburgh, of course, because that's where everybody goes in August. And it basically involves girls in a state of undress. I'm guessing it's probably not full undress, but nonetheless, reading extracts from their favourite books. And the whole idea, is about empowerment and challenging stereotypes and challenging gender preconceived ideas, and bring us all together, and all that kind of stuff. So I mean, first off, I'm already on board, right? I am a fully paid up member. You do not need to somehow conscript me into the feminist movement. I'm already there, very much so, front and centre. So I don't really want to be lectured about or have my ideas challenged about gender identity and blah blah blah. Fine. So that's okay. I mean, fine. The Fringe is all about challenging yourself as much as anything else. You want to see new things, be exposed to new ideas. Feel free to embrace difference. I mean, that's the point. If you're not going to do that, then don't bother going to Edinburgh. But then I started. So on the initial impression, I thought, well, this is the sort of thing, I might like. It's both intellectually challenging and has tits. Hey, whoa! But empowering tits, positive tits, tits for humans. Does that work? I don't know. So initially I thought, that's a good suggestion. But then, obviously, reality started to come crashing in, and what struck me, and has struck me this year with my Fringe trip, is, especially now I've unfortunately put on, a bit more weight after having dropped so much weight. It's not all creeping back on since Mum died, and I'm now much more aware that I just appear to be this creepy old bald pervert. And at the time I got the message from my pal about the show, I'd already been through 3 shows that day, all of which had struck very, very strong chords with me, about a lot of things, relationships, about parental relationships, this kind of thing. And the previous night, of course, again, my pal had pre-arranged with Lily Lascala, which I hadn't known that she would be available for a picture with me later. So, right, so even the idea of then going to see Lily Lascala naked, reading extracts from her favourite books, was already getting into creepy territory anyway. And of course at this point I'm on my own anyway, so a single man, no matter how paid up he is in the cause, a single man turning up to an event like that, looking like I do, and probably more importantly feeling the way I feel, this kind of cringy, horrible feel, as had been expressed quite eloquently in several of the shows previously that day, then no, it just wasn't going to happen. I did actually go up to the venue. I did take a look at the setup. It's actually a very nice setup, by the way, the Surgeons Hall in Edinburgh. It's just off Southbridge. When you come up to, was it Nicholson Street? I can't remember. Nicholson Square, one of those squares. But anyway, it's actually a very nice, lovely building. Huge history, immense history. I mean, that's where modern surgery was born. I mean, that Burke hair, body, all that kind of stuff happened there. And it's now a great performance area. It had, for a fringe venue, it was actually relatively quiet, relatively sane, nice bar, good food. I looked like that sort of place you could plonk yourself down at midday and still be there, midnight. And the Naked Girls reading, which was run by a girl called Gail, I forgot her name, I apologise. But a burlesque actress who started it in London, obviously in London. But she was a kind of main. She's doing a stand-up routine called the Naked Stand-Up, which is basically a kind of combined burlesque comedy act. I forgot her name. God, I wish I could remember her name. Anyway, so I did actually check it out, but as I was checking it out, I thought, I just could not do it. I mean, walking into an event like that with a girl, for example, would be all right, because that would be a strong statement of male-female equality, or that kind of thing. I wouldn't be the perv. But walking into it on my own, and it's bad enough walking into anything on my own. I mean, I'm quite inured to it now because I do everything on my own. I mean, I have nobody. So, you get kind of used to most of it, but there are some things that you just think, no, this would be wrong. And I was kind of starting to beat myself up. I was already feeling a bit down after the 3 shows anyway, which had all kind of, kicked me in the bollocks. And then, suddenly thinking, well, I could squeeze in a show here after TIFF, but then suddenly thinking, no, but then I just look like some kind of dirty old perv. Despite the fact that, yes, I want to see Lily Lascala naked, but no, I want to support the cause, and yes, I want to see naked girls, but yes, I want everybody to be equal and happy. And you start to beat yourself up about it, because you can't win. It's a lose-lose game. And as the movie's War Games taught us, the only way to win is not to play. So I opted out. Would I have liked to have gone to see it? Yes, but, you know, I just couldn't. It would just have been wrong, been a wrong thing to do. And I've got a long history of doing the wrong thing, but, eventually I've got to stop. So I stopped.